If you're planning to visit Guam and want to learn a little bit of the local language, then I'm glad you're here because in this video I'll be sharing some helpful words and phrases in Chamorro that any newcomer to Guam can learn. Just so you know, majority of people on Guam speak English, so no need to stress out if there's something that you don't know how to say in Chamorro. But you taking an interest in the language and trying out some phrases, this will definitely go a long way. It will be very respected and very appreciated by the locals. While you're in Guam, it's very likely that you're going to want to try some of the local cuisines, so why not learn some of the local dishes, right? If you hear the word kaddo or kaddu, it's usually being used to refer to any type of boil type cooking, and that's more like meats or soups. In Chamorro, chicken is månnok, so you might hear a kaddo månnok for chicken soup, and that's basically like a clear type broth, unless somebody adds coconut milk to it, which is also really delicious. But the base of it is garlic, onion, and ginger. And that would normally just be referred to in short as just kaddu. Stafao is another good dish. I normally cook stafao with chicken, but that's more like a soy sauce and vinegar based sauce with garlic and bay leaves, a little bit of brown sugar. I shouldn't give you my personal recipe, but I'm just gonna be giving you an idea of what the flavor profile is. Tinala katne is another very popular dish on Guam, and that's referring to dried meat. So I guess you would say it's kind of like the local beef jerky. So tala is the root word for tinala. I never knew that actually. Learn something new every day. So saying tinala katne is referring to like a dried meat. And then of course, if you're ever at a fiesta or any local restaurant on Guam, or you make friends with locals, definitely ask about kelaguen. I don't believe there is a direct translation for kelaguen, but it's almost like the equivalent of ceviche, to where you would take a fish or chicken and it basically gets marinated with peppers, salt, and lemon juice. The lemon juice that is the acid that cooks the meat. Some people use like coconut flakes in there, other seasonings, and it's really good. It's meant to be like a side dish, but it's very finely chopped meat. So I've had like shrimp kelaguen or fish kelaguen. Chicken kelaguen is probably the most well-known thing around Guam. So if you ever get a chance, be sure to try some kelaguen while you're on Guam. One of the most basic greetings you'll hear on Guam is Hafataimanu, and that's basically just the easy way of saying hello. Now, if you want to ask somebody, how are you? Then you would say, Hafataimanu how. So obviously, just combine the two. If you wanted to say, hi, how are you doing? Or hello, how are you? To say, Hafataimanu, Hafataimanu how. You might want to ask a local, how can you say, a certain word in Chamorro? Like if you were trying to say, oh, how do you say bicycle or vet or party in the Chamorro language? So if you were asking, how do you say, that would be Hafataimanu sångan. Then you would insert the word that you're trying to ask a translation for, bike or toaster. And then you would say in Chamorro, and that would be fino Chamorro. So for example, Hafataimanu sångan party fino Chamorro. You're basically asking, how do you say party in Chamorro? Just a note, throughout this video, you might hear me switch back and forth between saying Chamorro and Chamorro. So like really authentically, you would use the ts sound for CH. But I didn't always grow up around Chamorro language, so sometimes you'll hear me say Chamorro or Chamorro. While saying Hafataimanu is more of a casual greeting of saying hello, throughout the day you might use more formal greetings like good morning, good afternoon, and good night. To say good morning, we use Buenas Dias, Buenas Dias. To say good afternoon, you would say Buenas Tåtdes, Buenas Tåtdes. And for the evening, to say good evening or good night, you would say Buenas Noches, Buenas Noches. If you're noticing a lot of similarities to Spanish words, then you're on point. The Chamorro language does have a ton of Spanish influence on it. I mean, being that Guam was occupied by Spain in the late 1500s. So if you speak fluent Spanish, then you'll definitely have an easier time picking up Chamorro. To let someone know to have a good day, you would say Puedi todu Have a good day. Puedi todu One way I make sure that I have a good day is with exercise, of course, but I go one step further and I replenish with a water boy. It's got electrolytes, of course, to replenish your hydration, B12 for energy, and for the longest time, I didn't even know what glutamine was for, but it's for muscle soreness, so definitely to help with the muscle recovery. And one of my favorite parts is that it's sweetened with stevia and not sugar. My favorite flavor right now is the strawberry lemonade, and it's got like a salty kick that I actually really like. But you can also check out my link in the description below for the other flavors they have. Guam can also get pretty hot some days, so heck, I'd even use it just for daily hydration to beat the heat. So the last thing for today's video is, where is the bathroom? Like I said, this one was funny to me because I never thought it would be such a highly requested translation. But I was like, yeah, that's actually important to know how to ask, I guess, right? So to ask where's the bathroom, you would say, Mångge I kemmon? Mångge I kemmon? Mångge I kemmon? Let me know if there are any other words or phrases that you would like to learn in Chamorro or have me do a video on. And be sure to check out my channel for all my other content all about the beautiful island of Guam. Adios!